I've been particularly involved in the case you mentioned, the Stanford case. I'll submit my full comments for the record, and I'll summarize here. And because of that focus, of course, my comments are going to be very informed by the Stanford case in particular, although I certainly acknowledge the importance of many other cases and share all of your concerns, including in particular about the Madoff case. I'm very involved in the Stanford case because, unfortunately, there are thousands of victims nationwide, and many of them, many retired oil and gas workers and executives, are in Louisiana. So I've talked personally to dozens and dozens of them. Like in the Madoff situation, many lost their entire life savings. Many have literally had to sell their homes, go back to work well after normal retirement, things like that. There are real victims who have been taken advantage of. In the Stanford case, as you know, SIPC has denied coverage completely, and that's the fundamental problem. SIPC has basically taken the position, well, these were valid CDs that were lowered in value, lost value, and we don't cover market losses. Well, I think that position is just flat out wrong. And through the Stanford experience, I've come to the conclusion that there is the need for major SIPC reform. It isn't to change their coverage. It isn't to change the parameters of the statute. I'm not here to argue that that should be broadened. Again, I think there is clearly coverage in the Stanford case under the present statute, and I don't propose that SIPC should cover market losses or every evil or bad situation under the sun. Rather, I think reform is needed in a different way, and in some ways a much more fundamental way. I've reached the conclusion that SIPC, if it were a true regulator, would, in the parlance that's used, be a situation of complete regulatory capture. I do not think SIPC is focused enough on following the law and executing the law. I think it's far too focused on serving the industry and its member companies and looking after their interests. And my experience in the Stanford case in particular has led me to that unfortunate conclusion.